What's up? It's AK Babyface. Subscribe to Supporting Icons for the latest boxing news.
All right, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. So this is a post-fight review to Adam Kownacki versus Chris Arreola on a pretty decent card by PBC and Fox Sport. A couple of shock results actually. Jean Pascal defeated Marcus Brown. He dropped Marcus Brown in round number 4, and the fight got stopped in round number 8 due to a clash of heads. It was a nasty clash of heads, so the fight got stopped, and Jean Pascal wins the fight. So he takes Marcus Brown's O by a technical decision. You've got the likes of Julian Salsa. He lost his O on this card as well. And Curtis Stevens lost again. So anyway, interesting undercard. The main event then, so Chris Arreola and Adam Kownacki. Now, this fight was supposed to make Adam Kownacki look good. Because stylistically, Chris Arreola is there to be hit. He's a walking, breathing punching bag, okay? But he's got a very, very good chin. He's very, very durable. In fact, he's only ever been legitimately stopped once, and that was by Bermane Stiverne. The other 2 times that goes down as a knockout, if you like, where either he quit or his team pulled the plug on the fight, was against Wilder and Vitaly Klitschko due to sustained punches or injuries, whatever. But legitimately put out by Bermane Stiverne. So that's not to say that Kownacki was supposed to put out Chris Arreola. But at the same time, Chris Arreola, this was his 3rd fight in 3 years since he fought Wilder. So inactivity should have really played into the hands of Adam Kownacki. But Chris Arreola came into this fight, I wouldn't say in great condition because he never usually does, but in better condition than what he usually looks, I think. And he was fighting like this was his last fight, and it may well be his last fight. But Adam Kownacki, he throws punches in bunches. And the reason that he was supposed to look good in this fight was because Deontay Wilder, he was there doing the commentary and, of course, doing the punchery work. And they want to set this fight up to make it as big as they possibly can, right? And because we know that Kownacki is on the to-do list for Wilder. He's a PBC fighter. They like to keep their fights in-house. And Adam Kownacki could be next after Luis Ortiz if the Tyson Fury fight doesn't come off. So we've known that for quite some time. So Adam Kownacki was supposed to look good. And while I did have him winning pretty much every round, that doesn't really do the fight justice. Both these guys were warriors in that fight, okay? And Chris Arreola, he came to fight, and he was quite happy to soak up a bit of punishment. Now, he did damage his hand, his left hand, in round 5 or maybe round 6, I think it was. And for the rest of the fight, he was pouring with a jab, but not to hit, because obviously his hand was hurting, but to set up with a right. And he was landing some pretty good shots with Kownacki. He was countering Kownacki. And now, Adam Kownacki, as I said before, he throws punches in bunches. He throws combination after combination after combination. So it's very, very difficult to keep him off you. He's a pressure fighter. But with Chris Arreola, he stood there in front of him at times and was trading. And he landed on Kownacki some pretty hellacious shots. So you could definitely see that Kownacki has got a pretty decent chin. But one of the reasons why I believe this fight was made, not only to set up for Wilder, because Wilder's there in the commentary, but because this is the 3rd opponent that Wilder and Kownacki have in common. Arthur Spilker and Gerald Washington, the other 2, where Kownacki got rid of Arthur Spilker and Gerald Washington in double quick time compared to Wilder. That's not to say that Wilder versus Kownacki, that means that Kownacki is definitely going to beat Wilder. Of course not. Everything happens on the night. This ain't no damn cheat code for a game. But going into this fight, you would give Kownacki a decent shot at defeating Wilder. As in, if Kownacki defeated Wilder, it wouldn't be a shock. It really wouldn't. Kownacki, he did go life and death at times with Charles Martin. But again, Charles Martin, he's one of these kind of guys that when you mention the name, people think what happened with Joshua. Because not many people have seen Charles Martin fight before Joshua or even after Joshua. But Charles Martin is a very, very good fighter. And he gave it to Adam Kownacki at times. But this fight, as I said, stylistically, because Chris Arreola is there to be hit, Kownacki is supposed to be looking good, throwing the combinations. He's got elements of Andy Ruiz Jr. and Big Baby Jared Miller. And we're not talking about body size here. We're talking about the punch output. Adam Kownacki's punch output is frightening. It really is. But he was missing a lot of shots. He was landing a hell of a lot of big shots as well, but he was missing a lot of shots. And I did feel that Kownacki should have went to the body a whole lot more than what he did. He was headhunting. I don't know whether he was trying to get a knockout or what he was trying to do. But Chris Arreola was quite happy at times to just take the shots. And Kownacki, while he dominated the fight as far as the rounds go, the fight was, each round was a lot closer than maybe my scores or maybe the official scores would have it. And Kownacki didn't look great in this fight at all. And if Wilder was apprehensive or had any kind of doubts as to whether or not he could beat Kownacki before this fight, as some people would have, after this fight, I'm sure Wilder looked at it and thinking, man, you're there for the taking. Because Kownacki was there to be hit. The right hand of Chris Arreola was landing a lot. Imagine switching places with Wilder and Wilder's hitting him with the right hand. Kownacki's going to go down. He's going to go to sleep. Now, we've seen Kownacki hurt a couple of times in the past. Never really wobbled as such and certainly not knocked out. But I think that a couple of shots of Wilder's big right hand, I think Adam Kownacki could be in trouble. We really could. But listen, you never know. As I said before, styles make fights. We all know that. But against Chris Arreola, he didn't look great. He didn't look great. And I think that the reason he didn't look great was because he kept getting counterpunched. So he would land 1, 2, sometimes 3 punches, missed the 4th or the 5th, and Chris Arreola would land a big right. So it's always like a trade-off at times. So whereas Kownacki is landing more, but he's getting tagged quite a bit. So he needs to work on defense, in my opinion. He really does. He needs to start moving his head a little bit as well, which is something that Kownacki's never really done. Kownacki is quite happy to take shots on the chin. But if he's going to be fighting Wilder soon, you need to tighten that up. Really need to tighten that up. But either way, congratulations to Kownacki. He defeated a very durable opponent, Chris Arreola. He's getting on a bit now. He's 38 years old, but I don't really know what he has left to offer, purely for the fact of the amount of wars that he's been through throughout his career. As I said, Kownacki was supposed to dominate him, potentially stop him, but either way, he was supposed to look really good. At times, I think Kownacki did look good, but other times, I think people are going to be looking at it thinking that Wilder would not only be the favourite going to this fight, but a heavy favourite. But anyway, I still like to see the fight, to be honest. But anyway, that's my thoughts on it all. Of course, you drop me yours. Hopefully, we see a Kownacki against... I have no idea, because they do like to have in-house fights, don't they? So I'm not really too sure who it is they could fight, because he's pretty much fought everybody at the PBC outside of Wilder now. So I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. But anyway, that's my thoughts. You drop me yours. Click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you all on the next one.